Alright.
Enemy engaged.
Status report.
These sovereign class ships ought to be nice. I'm gonna send in one group of them because of
Status report.
due reasons of cost.
Starship complete. Insufficient crew.
Well, cost of crew and the fact that
Standing by. Change heading.
and because of the officer limit, of course. Just need 4 more of them.
Starship construction commencing. Enemy
Good.
engaged.
Nothing's getting through my base. I'm gonna have to be very careful once I reach that transwarp gate. Although it would be ideal to build the Iwo Jima class ships.
Starship complete.
I've
Insufficient
got
crew.
another plan in
Standing
mind.
by. Give the word.
Also,
Research
I'd like to
commencing.
research
Research cancelled.
Cornbite reflector. That'll really help. That will also be very helpful.
Starship
Take a
construction
while to research,
commencing.
though. So let's be patient. We'll see why I decide to research Cornbite reflector later on. Once we start our attack on the board base.
Starship complete. Insufficient crew.
Just need 2 more ships now.
Starship construction commencing. Starship complete. Insufficient
One more
crew.
ship to build.
Enemy engaged. Station is under attack.
Glad that
Make it so.
he responded
Research
real quick.
complete.
That's nice. My Cornbite reflector is ready.
Awaiting orders.
Yep, it's ready now.
All sections report.
Still might want to leave this standard shipyard. Just in case I
Starship
would
construction
need Iwo Jima
commencing.
class ships.
Starship complete.
Ready and able.
Alright, so now let's go attack. Let's get that transwarp gate.
Engage.
Let's go get that.
Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary power to the engines. Engage. Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary power to the engines. Lay in a new course. Make it so. Make it so. Make it so. Lay in a new course. Make it so. Energize.
Enemy engaged.
Engage. Make it so. Make it so. Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary power to the engines. Engage. Engage. Lay in a new course. Engage.
Gotta go around the asteroids here. This looks like a pretty small map
Make it so.
for this level.
Lay in a new course. Make it so. Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary power to weapons. Make it so. Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary power to weapons. Fire at that target. Fire at that target. Lock all weapons on that target. Lay in a new course. Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary power to weapons. Redirect fire to that target. Engage. Redirect fire to that target. Make it so.
Enemy engaged.
Engage. Ready phasers and quantum
Must have
torpedoes.
built this out
Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary power to weapons. Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary...
There's an infinite dilithium moon in it. But it's down now.
Energize. Make it so. Mr.
So it
LaForge,
won't
reroute
bother
all
anyone
auxiliary
or
power to the
anything
engines.
again.
Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary power to the engines. Engage. Engage. Make it so. Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary power to the engines. Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary power to the engines. Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary power to the engines. Engage. Lay in a new course. Make it so. Lay in a new course.
Should be
Enemy engaged.
gate should be on the other side.
Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary power to the engines. Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary power to the engines. Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary power to the engines. Ready phasers and quantum torpedoes. Make it so. Energize. Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary
Get
power
rid
to
of
the
that
engines.
Nexus.
Make it so.
The Enterprise has been lost. The mission is a failure. Enemy engaged.
Yeah, gonna
Standing by. Awaiting orders.
Don't have the Enterprise attack
Standing by.
the Ford Nexus.
Mr. LaForge, reroute all
Otherwise,
auxiliary
it's gonna
power to
be
the engines.
destroyed.
Ready and able. Standing by. Change heading. Reroute all auxiliary power to weapons. Steady as she goes. Ready and able. Ready and able. Standing by. Ready and able. Awaiting orders.
Enemy engaged.
Ready and able.
Make it so. Lay in a new course.
Standing by. Reroute all auxiliary power to weapons. Standing by.
I just figured the Enterprise would get destroyed.
Awaiting
by
orders.
Nexus.
Fire when ready. Fire when ready.
All sections report.
Yeah.
Lay in a new course. Lock all weapons on that target. Engage. Make it so. Fire when ready.
Enemy engaged.
Ready phasers and quantum torpedoes. Engage. Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary power to the engines.
Now what?
Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary power to the engines.
Now I have to use this portal here to access the location and
Engage.
to go where to the site of the port transport gate.
Make it so. Lay in a new course. Lay in a new course. Fire at that target.
I just hope Picard, the Enterprise, doesn't get destroyed.
Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary power to weapons. Energize. Fire at that target.
Enemy engaged.
Engage. Fire when ready. Lay in a new course. Fire when ready. Engage. Fire at that target. Fire when ready. Make it so. Lock all weapons on that target. Engage. Redirect fire to that target. Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary power to weapons. Lock all weapons on that target. Lay in a new course. Engage. Ready phasers and quantum torpedoes. Energize. Fire at that target. Make it so. Redirect fire to that target. Lock all weapons on that target.
Wipe these
Redirect
guys
fire
out.
to that target. Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary power to weapons. Redirect fire to that target. Make it so. Energize. Engage. Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary power to the engines. Engage.
Enemy engaged.
Make it so.
Where's that transport port? Where's that transport gate at? Keep searching.
Make it so. Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary power to the engines. Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary power to the engines. Make it so. Engage.
We have entered a dangerous nebula.
Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary power to the engines. Lay in a new course. Lay in a new course. Make it so. Make it so. Fire at that target.
Enemy engaged.
Engage. Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary power to the engines.
Get back here
Lay in a new course.
into the wormhole.
Standing by.
Mr. LaForge, reroute all auxiliary power to the engines.
I gotta stop video here.